Welcome back to Nonsense. I'm Chris, and in Rick and Morty the comic, issue number 47, we finally find out what's inside of Rick's infamous time travel box during an interdimensional cable episode that gets interrupted by aliens called the Zepthurians, who tracked him through his interdimensional cable box and attack, demanding his time travel tech. They knock him into the garage and immediately spot the time travel stuff box, grabbing it and dipping out, explaining that now they can finally go back in time and right all the horrible mistakes they've made as a species. But when they open the box, a hologram Rick curses them out and the box explodes, blowing them up. We then cut back to Rick putting up another time travel box as bait for the next invaders who want his time travel tech. This is honestly a fascinating bit of lore about the time travel box, but we also do know that Rick can literally time travel.
I thought there'd be a time machine in here. They're not even a quarter of the way through making it. I'm gonna have to invent it for them. That book has everything they need to create snake time travel, and they're getting it in 1985, snake time. Now they're gonna do it so early that it won't involve us. They're gonna be even stupider with it. And then what? We're removing ourselves from this sloppy, fucked up story and letting snake time travel eat its own tail.
We also know that Rick doesn't like time travel.
They dedicated themselves into making universe-destroying, unthought-out technology like time travel.
Wouldn't this be time travel?
Oh, Dad never touches time travel. He calls it the
Long Island iced tea of science fiction, yes.
And there are probably a lot of good reasons for that.
Get over here, motherfucker! What think you do? You don't fuck time with time! I got something for your ass. Don't someone mess with time. You don't fuck with time, motherfucker!
But time travel is actually in the DNA of Rick and Morty, since the show is famously based on Doc and Marty from the Back to the Future franchise. The writers also view time travel as far too powerful a tool to just introduce into the show, since it easily has the potential to make canon moments or core character histories inconsequential. As a nod to this, they even have the time travel logic go on a crazy bender during the Snake Planet episode. Also, basically the entire Rick and Morty anime is a big time travel story, or time loop story at least. It's actually pretty good. I'm surprised nobody watched it. But they do make it pretty clear that Rick has messed with time travel before. Given he has a disdain for it as a character, it begs the question, what happened when he gave time travel a real shot? Let's make the obvious assumption and say he attempted to use it to save Diane and Beth. What would that have looked like? Well, without trying to get specific, rather than attempting to save Diane and his real Beth directly, I see two potential scenarios. He either went after Prime before he had killed Diane and Beth, or he tried to trick him into believing he was harmless by just accepting the portal tech and not partaking in what Prime had going on. I don't see Rick doing the latter though, so let's assume he tried to kill Prime. I'm guessing Prime would have already had backups, and our Rick wouldn't have had any yet, so he wouldn't have considered it. So he probably succeeded through a surprise attack in killing that version of Prime. It also seems like Ricks can easily tell which dimension other Ricks are from, so Prime probably would have figured out which reality our Rick was from. And upon learning that it was a dimension he hadn't visited yet but possibly planned to, he could have easily assumed that time travel was involved. And once he knew he was doing a time travel fight, it could easily get messy fast. In a way, I really don't think any Rick would be interested in continuing, so maybe this was the inciting incident for the killing of all Dianes. Or maybe Prime kept the time travel simple and simply reminded his past self to visit C-137's dimension sooner than later, the way we saw Rick do in the Snake episode.
What's going on? What are you doing? I'm reminding myself to commit even more to your fuck-up. Hey, assholes. Fuck you. Takes one to know one. What the heck?
Without going into any specifics, causing the same basic events to play out, of Prime visiting C-137 the way he did a lot of other Ricks to recruit them and investigate their progress on the portal gun, then viewing him as a threat, and the same events playing out over again, only now C-137 would have even less of the precious few days worth of memories with his real family. Maybe it was like torture, like he could feel the memories being erased from his mind, the way he did when Prime erased all the Dianes.